All right, so this is just walking you through completing your research paper outline. As I mentioned before, this is going to serve as your rough draft for the research paper, and it'll be the last thing that you submit before we leave for our winter break. We'll work on works cited stuff a little bit on Tuesday and Wednesday. But just to show you where you'd find this in Canvas, so if you were just going to go to your dashboard, we'll walk you through what this would look like. So clicking on My Class, and then going under our modules here, we're going to go down to our research paper module, and down to where it says the outline. So it says again there that it's due December 22nd. I did just change that outline. It was originally due tonight, but we're moving that back. Okay, so the outline template is linked here. And then it also reminds you that you're going to share this with me via your Google Drive. So if you don't have Google Drive, you would need to create a Google Drive. I walked one of your classmates through that earlier. It's simple, it's easy, it's free. You will likely use it in college and beyond. So it's just a nice thing to have. I'd encourage you to create one that is just your first name and your last name. Try to leave out your year of birth. Um, yeah, all right, so we'll take a peek at this. If we click on this outline template here, it's going to take us right to what I've created for you. And this is really very simple in that you just fill in the blanks. So first thing we're going to do here is make sure we start typing in name, date, period, etc. If for some reason you're not able to type in this, you should be able to make a copy by going to File and then clicking Make a Copy, right? And the reason I have students complete this in Google Drive as opposed to in Word is because it updates, it saves it automatically. So it'll make it easier for you to not have to worry about your computer crashing and you losing all of your information. So taking a look at some of these things that are included in the link here, we're just making sure that we are using the different information that is provided to us. Oh, hold on just one second. All right, I think we're back in business here. So this is the tab that I wanted you guys to see. I think when I switched over, it wasn't letting you see the new thing that I opened up, the beauty of quarantine technology. Here we are. So now you should see this template, this document. It gives you everything that's going to need to go in the introductory paragraph. So a hook, a short summary of the story, relevant biographical information on your author, including a citation. So it's probably one or two quotes there, depending on how much you feel like is important and relevant to share about your author rather, and then your thesis. And again, this is the pre-approved thesis. This is what you worked on in your skeletal outline. And then your body paragraph. So I'll just walk you through the first body paragraph because all three body paragraphs are set up the exact same way. So I don't want to just repeat myself over and over. If for some reason you do have four body paragraphs, you of course have the option of having that fourth body paragraph in there. If that does not apply to you, you would delete that information. So body one, these are your topic sentences that come directly from your skeletal outline. So if your skeletal outline was perfect, you got a 20 out of 20, there were no comments in Canvas kind of encouraging you to change things, you just copy and paste that here. If you have feedback in Canvas on your skeletal outline and specific tweaks to make on topic sentence one, be sure that you do those things, make those changes before you put it in here. So what you're going to do is for each piece of evidence you have, introduce the quote, setting it up when in the story it's taking place, what's going on, any background information we might need, the quote or paraphrase, the citation, and then explanation and analysis. So you can even put the quote and the citation together. It's just a reminder to you so that you don't leave out those citations. If for some reason you would leave out a citation, that's considered the same thing as like a plagiarism error. So you would not get points for the assignment. So you really want to make sure that those citations are included, or you're going to have to resubmit the whole outline over again. So don't forget that. That's a really important step. And then a transition. So just say I am talking about my story. I'm doing 4 summers. I have a quote from the first summer, and maybe it is Sissy, and she's in the bar watching her dad drink, right? And then my next piece of evidence is a critic talking about the same thing about how, Sissy saw her dad drinking a lot, and it caused her to feel like a little bit of instability, maybe to feel insecure about herself. So I'm going to transition and say, like, the critic, Cynthia Biley, talks about the same thing, how her father's drinking has had a negative impact on Sissy's life, leading into that quote. And then piece of evidence, setting up the quote, Biley discusses how alcoholism of parents can, be traumatic to children. Give the quote, give the citation, explanation, analysis, concluding statement. So it's usually referring back to, what was your topic sentence? What's your thesis here? And then body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3 look exactly the same. So I'm not gonna, beat a dead horse here. Um, you can just continue scrolling down. I took out the one that is the body. Oh, no, I didn't. Body 4 is still in there. If you don't have a body 4, just delete it. I left it in there because, from year to year, it kind of varies if students end up using that. And then our conclusion, this should again be pretty easy. Restated thesis. So making sure we're varying the word choice. It should not be verbatim of what was in the introduction. And then summarizing your main points. Again, making sure we use new word choice. So just using those kind of spicy synonyms so your writing isn't terribly redundant. And then at the end, thinking about, like, what's your concluding thought? So we've spoken about this before, but why do we still read this story today? Are we still encountering racism? Are we still encountering alcoholism? Are we still dealing with, dysfunctional families, issues with abortion? If so, talk about that here. You also have the option of referring back to your hook and using that technique, which I have mentioned before, of bookending. And then when you're done with your outline, you're going to click the blue share button at the top right screen. So I'm just going to click on that. It'll take a minute to load for us. And I'm going just to type in, it already is typed in there, but it says, whoa, Miss Hannings, all one word, at gmail.com. And then make sure you click share. Additionally, you're going to want to change the document title again. You're going to change that to your last name. So say your last name was Smith, and then you're in period 2, it would be Smith 2. Just so that when I get all of these shared in my inbox, they don't all have the exact same title. Great, that's that. Enjoy. Please shoot me an email if you have any questions.